What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And the reviews are coming in for Black Adam, a movie that I was feeling nothing about. A movie that, from the reviews, or previews, sorry, seemed to be perhaps a good candidate for a popcorn flick. A movie that I was happy to wait to come to streaming. However, there are a lot of fans of Black Adam, and they were excited about the film. And there's a certain... I've seen the movie. I've seen the post-credit screen. And there's a nice surprise at the end. We'll just put it that way. The reviews are in from critics, and Twitter is melting down after basically 30 people didn't like the movie. Now, sure, we look at Rotten Tomatoes as a meme, essentially, because it's meant to be mocked and ignored. A 55% rotten score is not great, but you look at, there's only 64 reviews. So, like, Black Adam fans, just daddy chill. Just chill. Daddy chill a little bit. It's going to be okay. 30 people didn't like the movie. But it seems to be getting savaged by critics, which I guess maybe makes it a certified banger. Maybe that means it's going to be amazing. Because there's been a lot of movies like this. Jumanji, 52, 62. Step Brothers only got a 55. Here's another one. Home Alone only got a 67. Look at the Venom movies. Critics hate it. Fans love it. You see a lot of people on Twitter talking about this. Like, Rotten Tomatoes is a joke. Like, we know that. We've known that forever. Usually, when I look at Rotten Tomatoes, it's simply directional. And then you have to kind of drill in a little bit and see. I mean, everyone keeps telling me how amazing Rings of Power is, but it doesn't have a 100% Rotten Tomatoes score. I mean, user reviews are far more interesting to me. You see a lot of people, David Zaslav, surely after I canceled 2 completed movies, screwed over a perfectly fine streaming service, cut jobs, and devalued the company by $20 billion, I'll get some good luck. Black Adam on Rotten Tomatoes score, 50%. They all went from Batman vs. Superman tanked with the critics, it was a failure, to Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean anything real quick. It really doesn't mean anything. If we look, the DCEU has an average Rotten Tomatoes score of 62.5%, with some big ups and downs since its dawn in 2013. I mean, most of these movies are not very good. Just be honest. What sucks is, like, DC has such a good roster of films. There's almost certainly a movie or two in this list that you like. There are a lot of people that like the Squad movies. Man of Steel, for example, I liked Man of Steel. People didn't really like it, I guess. Birds of Prey I thought was not good. I thought Shazam was very good, beginning to end. That got a 90%. Wonder Woman, the very first Wonder Woman, that was also pretty good. So there's like 3 pretty good movies. Then it's whether or not you like Justice League or not. But really, like, audience scores are what matter. If we look at Man of Steel, critics 56, audience 75 with 250,000 ratings. Aquaman 65, 73 fans. Joker, by the way, the Joker, critics only gave a 68%, 88% from the fans. Morbius, 15% from the critics, 71% from fans. Although I do think the 71% from fans was a meme. Here's another example. Captain Marvel. The critics certified it fresh at 79. Joker, 68. I mean, the Joker movie is objectively better in every conceivable way. But again, so some faith. Here you go. Rotten Tomatoes thinks Ant-Man 2 is better than the Joker. 87% with 443 reviews. 68% with 600 reviews. So again, Rotten Tomatoes is funny. We kind of can predict what they don't like, what they're not going to like about something. If we look at some of these reviews, like essentially, Variety, Black Adam draws negative reviews. Dwayne Johnson's DC film is, quote, repetitive and anti-entertaining. With reviews hitting for Dwayne Johnson's vehicle this afternoon, the Dwayne Johnson vehicle this weekend, Black Adam, currently stands at a 32% approval rating from top critics on the review aggregate website Rotten Tomatoes. Among the website's broader group of approved critics is at 54%. Should the top critics numbers stand, it would lead to the lowest mark for such a figure for a DC film since Justice League, which netted a 23% approval. In a somewhat favorable review for Variety, chief film critic Peter DeBruge conceded that the film's whole purpose is to give Black Adam a suitability grand introduction on the assumption that he'll be pitted against more deserving adversaries soon enough. Most others have been less repetitive to the origin story, though many have highlighted Johnson's performance as a key strength. Black Adam marks the star's first time anchoring a superhero movie, a job that the actor's chiseled physique and commercial dominance would suggest was inevitable. In a lightly positive review, The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw said that Johnson's massive bulk, planet-sized head, and sly gift for deadpan humor all make him a great superhero. Writing for The Hollywood Reporter, critic John DeFore discussed that the star's long attachment to Black Adam, writing that his passion project serves his character well, setting him up for adventures one hopes will be less predictable than this one. So, like anytime you introduce a new character, it seems like the original fans, like people that love Venom, just like to see Venom doing Venom things, okay? Not every movie has to be a masterpiece. We know that the critics like to smell their own farts when it comes to reviews, and I'm not going to say, I'm not saying just because critics don't give a movie good reviews that you should automatically give them your money. It's a superhero movie. You really shouldn't be paying to see these in the movie theater anyway. At worst, wait till they come out on streaming so you're not paying $50 to go to the movie theater. But you know what? People have time to burn. They want to relax. They want to get a tub of popcorn with some cheesy pretzels and some Reese's Pieces and just sit in the theater. Maybe grab a boob. But and there's nothing wrong with that as long as they're consenting. Some people in my industry. But I think ultimately the film is just going to be another kind of, viewed down the line as a action movie. I didn't think that it was like the most amazing thing I'd ever seen, but also I'm not a Black Adam guy, so I had zero expectations going in. I was like, oh, generic superhero movie. And that's basically what it was. I don't know if the media itself is turning on it. Black Adam review, Dwayne Johnson's superhero debut is another catastrophe for DC's films universe. Black Adam has a few bright spots and a whole lot of punching. Rolling Stone, Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson enters the DCEU. You run for the exits. Black Adam is a McDonald's hamburger. I don't know what's wrong with McDonald's hamburger. Oh, I suppose they're probably going to make the whole, it's predictable, it's what you expect, it's what you pay for. So now it's up to 77 reviews, but it's fine. This is Rafael Guzman gives it a 0. Another low point for Warner DC franchise. Can you really give the movie a 0? Is there something in this movie that I'm missing that, they didn't have a diverse enough cast, or it seems like critics are really aggressively hating this movie, and I didn't think it was that bad. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, this is something that you got to run out and go pay money to see. But is this some sort of other backlash? There's been so many movies in history that critics have hated that I love. And I've said many times before, I've been very honest with my viewers. I like Paul Blart Mall Cop. Okay? I do. I like it. I like Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. I like Elf. I like a lot of movies that aren't I suppose Elf probably critically reviewed well. I don't know exactly, but it probably did. But the Black, D+, not a good look. And I don't know why DC just can't figure it out. They have so many cool heroes. It's just man alive. They get one good they get one good Wonder Woman. Here, IGN, Black Adam strikes out, and I think they gave it a 5. And from IGN, that's saying a lot because they usually cuck to whoever's buying ads on their website. A mediocre movie is a fine movie. They say Black Adam overindulges to the point where it's hard to enjoy DC anti-hero's debut. It's packed with underdeveloped characters and excessive number of repetitive action scenes to the point where its half-baked debate on whether it means to be a hero is lost in all the noise. Try as it might to capture lightning in a bottle, Black Adam never manages to find its spark. But if you get a tub of popcorn, you enjoy... you go with some people that you like, you make a night of it, you enjoy it, then you've won. I've always said this about culture nowadays. I've softened in my old age, I suppose, but if you enjoy it, that's okay. It's we every other day it feels like we're memeing on Rings of Power, but there are millions of people that like the show, and there's nothing wrong with liking it. So, You know, at this point, from my perspective, unless you're a hardcore Black Adam fan, you know, you could probably wait for it to be streaming. If you're a hardcore Black Adam fan, you're going to see it anyway. So I'll be interested to see what you think in the comment section down below after you've seen it. That's fine. That's all DC ever does. Make fine movies. They made one good Wonder Woman movie before that went down to the tank. We do have Henry Cavill coming back as Superman, which is good. Now, hopefully they'll actually write a good movie for him. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. For some reason, the critics have it out for this movie. I didn't think it was 0 out of 10 worthy. Probably a 5 or 6 is probably fair, though. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.